Hello guys, Nigel here, also known as Mr. No Mojo or Mr. Shiny Head. I need a haircut actually, and I need to trim my beard, and I probably need a shave too. Yep, so that'll be this month's bass taken care of later on. Right, here I am, and yep, I have no mojo, as I said in my last video, and I had a few comments, and a couple of those comments were extremely negative and quite nasty, so they've been blocked. But most of the people that have commented on here or sent me emails or whatever, you're all very, very supportive. And it would appear that the biggest denominator that everybody thinks has really killed me off is the fact that I have so many projects on the go. So what I need to do is think about which ones to ditch, throw away completely, which ones to push to one side and then bring back in as I finish others, and which ones I'm going to stay with. Now, obviously the Hellcats I'm going to stay with, they need to be done, and I think probably the Bronco too. So but anyway, enough of that. Darren Hedges, one of my original, he's probably one of the first 50 subscribers. Thank you, Darren. Always enjoy your comments. Sometimes we have a bit of a misunderstanding and I think we get sort of over each other, but he made a fantastic suggestion: go and buy a kit and build it. That will help you, and that's what I've done. But before we get on to that, I'm gonna show you something I've purchased this week. I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos and trying to get in, get myself going. I've also been making a lot of resin parts. Resin parts, by the way, if you've paid me, it's in the post, it's all gone. One guy bought a massive batch in America and that's all gone today, so thank you for that order. When you actually made your order, the parts were still in liquid form, so there you go, that's how big that batch was. So yeah, cores and tanks are available on eBay. You can still get the rocker covers from me, but I'm not going to be making many more. They're a complete and utter pain. I'm also starting to have a go at clear casting. I've bought some clear resin, I'm having a go with that, so more about that later, another time I mean. So this thing, I got this, I was watching a build on YouTube and saw a guy using a little battery powered drill, and I thought, that's a good idea, never thought of that. I mean, I used to have one of the little Phil Flory things that you used to sell that took an AA battery or something and lasted about 10 minutes. But this one is actually a proper little drill with a collet and everything. I got it on, as I say, I got it on Amazon, and there it is. It's called the Ginor. Here it is here. This is it. You can see how big it is in my hand. It's absolutely tiny. What is it? It's less than 150 millimeters long, and it's got a little lock for the collet. It comes with a 2.3 and a 3.2 collet. You've got a speed indicator on here. You can see when you start it up, there's the slow speed, which they say is 5,000, but I don't think it is. And it's a really good little thing. You charge it up with a mini USB off your PC, and yeah, it's great. I haven't done much with it. I've just used it as an experiment. But it also comes with all these little bits and pieces in here. So there's little sander bands, will probably be quite handy for cleaning nibs off a photo etch, I guess. But yeah, they're all cheap and nasty. All the stuff in there is really cheap. But it was I can't remember if it was 17 or 18.99. It's a great little thing. So I'm really happy with it. And of course I got it from Amazon. So if it goes wrong in the next 59 years, they'll just take it back. So that's that. So yeah, going back to Darren Hedges, his suggestion was go and buy the Riffield Sherman and build it. Tamiya fit, Riffield quality, brilliant. I have never even held a Riffield models kit in my hands, so I went and I bought this, and I've just got back with it, and there it is. There is the Riffield Sherman, and I know what you're thinking. You've just said you've got too many projects on the go, and now you're talking about starting another one. Yep, I have completely lost it. But most of the people that have messaged me, not most, a lot of the people that have messaged me has said, put everything down, pick up something which is out of your norm, not something you normally do, and just build it, okay? And build it for yourself. Well, what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a review of it, because I've had a look online, and there is good old Mr. Riley's done a review of it, and there's a Japanese one as well. So I thought I'll do a review of it in my sort of style with the camera overhead, which is a bit different than the others, and so you can have a good look at it, because it is a fairly new kit. And I'll do that now. So I'm going to say bye for now, but you'll see me in 2 seconds at the bench here. Okay, so here it is. This is something here totally unrelated. This guy here, if you look at his YouTube channel, his YouTube name is Kick-Ass Pen. If you're into ship models, go and have a look. I found him when I was looking for stuff for Mojo, and basically he does kind of, it's not videos like mine where he talks you all through it, but he does bit scale by scale, you know, through the stage by stage, should I say, through the builds of his models, and you get to see them come together. And some of the younger guys or beginners out there will learn some techniques about like painting decks and stuff, which I think looks far more realistic than an actual wooden deck. But and that's just my opinion. Yeah, go and have a look. He's got 197 subscribers. He's been going for quite a long time. I can't believe he's got such a low subscriber count. There we go. There's his name again. Kick-Ass Pen. Go take a look. Give him a subscribe. I think he's earned it. He's got a lot of videos. Right, so back to this kit. As you can see, it's basically not much more than an A3 cutting mat that it's actually sat on. So it's a fairly decent sized box. Beautiful artwork on the front. It kind of looks like a CAD image, but it could be a photograph, I'm not sure. It probably is CAD actually, but it's really, really nice. If you look on some of the earlier reviews, or not reviews, earlier pictures, we've got Easy 8 misspelt, and it says it's got working torsion bars. Don't have torsion bars on these, but the suspension, from what I've seen online, kind of looks about sort of halfway workable and halfway not, but we'll get back to that in a minute. So yeah, Riffield models, as I say, is the first kit I've ever had from them. I hear they're very good. Certainly Darren tells me they're very good. I've just noticed there, paper doll, that's a bit of a common theme at the moment. So this one is kit number 5028, as you can see down there. So we'll have a look around the box first of all, and here we can see we've got some nice cast turret detail there by the look of it. Openable hatches. They've got the canvas cover around the mantlet there, and then here we can see we've got the working tracks, or the working suspension and working tracks. And then we've got this here. I think this is trying to show that these parts are actually photo etch, and the fact that they've cast in the or molded in the cast numbers. I'm not quite sure what that's all about there, but we can see here what I'm talking about. The suspension's kind of half working and half not, because the suspension, the horizontal volute spring system doesn't actually spring. So in reality, that whole bogie is tipped over. In reality, it would just be that front wheel that lifted up, I think. So it's not actually 100%, but it looks bloody nice. We can just go around the end there. One thing I have noticed, the box isn't very good quality at all. So yeah, not very good quality at all. So designed by Transform. I don't think it was. I think this was designed by the Americans a long time ago. In fact, I think the British played a hand in designing the Sherman as well. So there we go. So we've got an image there of the paper doll. I think there's two versions you can build out of the box. So let's have a look inside the box. So we've got wrinkly, rustly bags. Got some, looks like very crisply moulded plastic. So we've got a turret and a hole there. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, track legs. 6, 7, 8, 9. We've got 10 sprues of tan plastic, 1 of clear. We've got a small decal sheet, as you can see there, which is looks quite nicely printed. I can't believe we've got paper doll again. And then here we've got a small sheet of photo etch, which has got a grill and some light guards by the look of it, and some little brackets and bits and pieces. We'll have a good look at that in a minute. So let me start off by going through the instructions with you. So let's get this out of here. So what have we got in here? We've got the instructions, and we've got our paint guide. So we've got a paint guide here, which is basically showing the the black and green version. It's not a Mickey Mouse pattern as such, but obviously it wouldn't be, it's not English, but it's 12th Armoured Division Germany 45, so it's going to be late war. All the colours are called out in ammo by MiG, which is a shame, but I'm sure we can do a cross reference, and really, I mean, it's a Sherman, shouldn't be too difficult. I'll use the AK real colour on a drab on this one, and then we've got this is the paper doll version here, which is the one that I would do. So there we go, very nice. Then we've got our instruction book here, which is it's kind of A4 size and then folds out to A3, obviously, as you can see there. Obviously we've got our legends here, we've got some do's and don'ts down there, and then we're getting straight into construction. We've got the sprue callouts there, which aren't numbered. They look like photographs rather than drawings. Kind of feels like it's very good quality paper. It kind of feels like 2 sheets. So we're starting off assembly here, and usually with the turret. Very strange. Starting to add these tiny details in the start of the assembly. That seems extremely strange, even before we've put the bottom of the hull on. So very weird. Then moving on here, we've got a choice of the aerial blank or the aerial there. I think that might have been an air vent, wasn't it? I'm not sure. I don't know Shermans very well. And then we're going to add in the mantle. It looks like we've got some interior detail on there as well, which is a nice touch. So probably we're going to get a full interior model soon. Periscope there, and then we've got some detail going on the inside here on the lower part of the hull, and then the turret, sorry, and then we're going to add those 2 parts together. I think really the way to go is put this in first, do that, put the hull together, work on it, deal with your seams and everything, and then put all the detail on, which is certainly what I will do. I'd also like to know, is there a seam there or not? I believe there was a welded seam which was then ground, so it wouldn't be a perfectly blended casting. I think it would have had like grinding marks. Please let me know in the comments below from I'm sure Darren will know. And then here you've got the canvas, so you can build it without the canvas or with the canvas. So see what the canvas looks like in the plastic. Then we've got a 50 cal there going together, which just looks like a hell of a complex assembly, so that's going to be beautifully detailed, I should imagine. And then we've got our sight glasses here going into the cupola, and we've got a hatch here, and I'm getting reflections so that you can see what I'm looking at, but I can't. It's not so unusual. So I'm guessing this is probably a photo etch hinge there. It's telling us how to fold it up, and then we're going to add the cupola onto the top of the turret and add the machine gun with its stand. Draw some holes in the upper hull, add some detail to the inside. I guess this would be seen through the hatches, but there's nothing else to be seen through the hatches, so it's kind of, you know, do you use it or don't you? Then we've got some the guards going over the periscopes there on the hatches, and then we're going to add some internal detail to the hatch there. Then we've got our inner mud guards and outer mud guards going on. Lovely. And then we're adding our hatches and everything on the front there. Now we're going to add a ring around the machine gun there. I didn't actually see the fitting of the machine gun. There it is. So it's fairly detailed inside and out by the look of it. We've got the option here to have the engine hatches open, even though we've got no engine. Just shows you what we've got coming, doesn't it? Then we've got a tool rack going on the back here. We're going to add on some fuel filler caps there. Get some pieces. I'm really struggling to see this. And then we've got some more tools going on there. I noticed there's no photo etch tool clamps, unfortunately. And then we've got the supports going on there onto the outer mud guards. We've got the tracks going on. I think there's a T28 tracks, are they? Then we're going to build the rear firewall. We've got a choice of that being closed or open. So that's obviously the push rods for cleaning the barrel. There's some jerry cans going together there, but they've got no photo etch or anything on them. Adding the jerry cans onto there, and then we're going to start assembly of the hull. This assembly is completely backwards from normal Sherman kit construction. So we've obviously got a multi-piece hull there, so that's nice, which I like anyway. Adding on our idler wheels, and then putting on the, what's this? This is the, not exactly sure, I thought we already built the rear hatch. Oh, okay, that was for the upper hull, this is for the lower hull. Okay, so we've got the crew entrance there, and then, sorry, the engine entrance there, and then adding on some exhausts, rear idler mounts there. It's amazing, the reflection of the paper is not this, like you can see it absolutely fine, I can't, so it's quite difficult. So we're adding on some pieces here. This is some towing eyes by the look of it, and some little brackets, some bit odds and ends. Then we're going to move on to the front, onto the gearbox housing. That's all probably going to be lovely detail by the look of it. We'll have a look at the parts in a minute. Then we've got some sprockets here. Have we got options for different sprockets? Yes, we have. So not sure which ones to go for. This is typical of Asian kit manufacturer. They give you all the options, but they don't tell you which one's for which. So you need to be a bit careful there. Then we're going to start on our bogies. Now these are the HVVS springs, HVSS, sorry, horizontal volute spring system, and then you've got the VVSS, which is the vertical volute spring system. And the volute spring means, for those of you that don't know, it's kind of a if you can imagine getting a sheet, rolling it round, and then it becomes like that was rude. It becomes like almost like a guide that you a cover that you see over a lead screw on a machine or something, and that is the actual spring. So that's the way that's working, but they're not actual springs, so they're not actually working properly. It's sort of half and half, but they'll tell you not to glue anything, so it all still pivots. And then we're going to finish off putting our bogies in with the axles and the wheels being put on there. I didn't see an option for actual road wheels. No, there's just the one type of road wheel. Then we've got idler wheels going on there. Not idler wheels, yes, that's idler wheels, isn't it? Sorry, that's return rollers, isn't it, we're talking about. Then we're going to build up our tracks. So it's telling us to make 76 per side, and we've got a little jig, and it looks like all the tracks clip together. It's showing us here outside, inside. Oh, okay, so that's going to be on the outside where the end of the pins go through. It's showing you to have the detail on the outside and have the flat plain part on the inside. So no doubt where that sprue is, that'll be on the outside, I should imagine. On the inside, sorry. Then we've got our track pads going in, and then that's showing you how to join them together. And it looks like it's totally cementless. So does it all go together and stay together, or does it go together and fall apart? Again, I'm sure Darren will tell us in the comments below. Then we're going to add our tow rope. Yeah, it looks like that is actually a piece of string, probably, because it's giving you a length, and you've got the separate ends there. We have got, it looks like we may have photo etch brackets to hold that down, so that's a nice touch. Then we've got an option here of having these, where these exhaust vents, having them or not, I'm guessing. I'm afraid I don't know enough about Sherman to know what they're talking about. And this is then the muzzle assembly, which is a nice touch. That looks like it's probably a one-piece part. Adding the barrel, so we can have tank without the canvas and tank with the canvas. So what they're saying here is if you don't have the canvas, you have to use the steady. No? No. It's a bit strange. And then we've got our tripod there, some ammo boxes going on, and then we're going to finish up with the assembly of the machine gun. So you've got a separate machine gun with a frame to go. Okay, so that's with the swing frame, and that's with the tripod. So we've got a folded tripod there, the swing frame there, but we've already used the swing frame on the top of the turret, I'm guessing. Just check. No. It's strange. I suppose it'll be handy if you've got a Jeep kit and you want a nicely detailed gun, although it looks like it's just a couple of pieces. It's not as detailed as the gun they're giving you in the actual kit. So there you are. That is the instructions, let's take a look at the parts themselves. Okay, I've got all the parts out of the bags and everything, so we won't get any rustling now. In my last video, I did a review where I was rustling the bags, and I started off by saying I'm really sorry about rustling bags, but I've got so many sprues, so many different size bags, I don't want to get them mixed up. And I still got a comment, why don't you stop doing this and take the parts out of the bags first? So this time I've taken the parts out of the bags first because there's not many sprues and there's only about 2 different bag sizes. Okay, right, so I want to start this kit by looking at the tracks, because they're a fairly sort of highly detailed, very complex assembly, and they look to be extremely nice. We've got you can see we've got our links here. So there's this is obviously the outside, the roadside surface, and this is the inside, the wheel side surface of the track links. Then we've got our pins here going through, and you can see that on the end, if I can get the camera to pick that up. When it picked that up, I need to come and see what it's seeing. Come on, camera. There you go. So you've got the pin detail on the end there, and then on the inside you probably haven't. Yeah, so it's showing you. Remember in the instructions it said put the pin detail on the outside. So this sprue side is the inside. So obviously you're going to cut all the way down there, cut that one side there. That'll keep all them together, get them all into your jig, and then bang, 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 you go from there. And then there's the horns there in the middle, which have got some beautiful detail on them. You can see here, if you look there, you can see really, really nice detail. You've got the bolt hole going through there, and then you've got the bolt detail inside. So yeah, that is absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? Really, really nice. Shame to come up with the wheels, really. So yeah, they're all like that, and it looks like you're going to have to fit them individually. You haven't got the tack-on style thing where you cut them off and then just slot them in. But that shouldn't be too much trouble, and I believe they were all pushing anyway. And then there's our jig there for our tracks. So we've got 4 of these sprues to make up. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's 14, 21. So that's 42 links. Times 4 is 168, and you need 76 per side, so you've got lots of spares. So that's a nice touch. Thank you, Life Models. So yeah, really, really nice, and that is sprue F. Now let's have a look at this turret. Now the turret has got some of the nicest cast texture I've ever seen on a plastic kit. It is stunning. Now if I can get the camera to focus on this, you can see it's lovely, and they've got the cast in numbers there. Absolutely stunning. And in a minute I'm going to do a test fit and see how this fits the bottom, because that is beautiful. Keep that there. And then we've got the main hull. This is the sheet metal hull, not the composite or the cast. So we've got the famous Sherman welds going down the side, which has been proven to be raised, and they are. Every other manufacturer I think puts them recessed, and they are stunning. If I can get the camera in there, you can see the casting, the welding, everything there is stunning. Mounts there for the side supports. Interior details, a few ejector pin marks on the front, but I believe we had a separate bulkhead. I'm not going to worry too much about interior detail on this because it doesn't have any interior yet. Getting on those welds again. Really, really nice. And again, it's got that beautiful sort of rough texture that it had, even though it was sheet metal. It was still hot rolled, so it would have had a rough finish to it. And this part here is obviously cast around the hatches and everything. So yeah, beautiful, really, really nice. What I want to do now is get this sprue out and just do a quick test, see how this fits together. And the answer is very nice. You can see there. There's the fit there. So probably, I'm going to say it, guys, drop Mr. Surfacer and you'll be away. So yeah, really, really nice. So this is Sprue C. As you can see, they got this recess thing which is really nice. You just bang, there it is. It saves you hunting around and trying to find this sort of 10 micron deep engraving in the plastic that tells you what sprue it is. So what have we got here? We've got our lower half of our turret. We've got a turret mounting ring there, mantlet. We've got some hooks here. The mould seams are quite heavy, which is a bit unfortunate. You can see that, I'll do a close-up of the sprue in a minute. We've got some little mounts here for bits and pieces. That's something that goes on the inside of the turret. Not sure what that is. There's your muzzle there. And then we've got the inside of the mantlet there with the detail you can see. And then we've got a cupola there, hatch, some little bits and pieces there. So let's have a good look round. What I have noticed is a downside. It's not a major thing, but it's going to require some cleanup. On this sprue end anyway, the mould seams are quite poor where the tool closes up. So have a look round here. So there's that lovely muzzle. You can see it's got the rifling inside it there, as has that part that goes inside it. So we've just got a seam to clean up on there, and that's it. Okay, and then we've got our mantlet inner side there with the, you can see the detail on there, which is all lovely. Cupola there with lovely cast finish, very nice. Some other odds and ends that go on, got some of there with some cast numbers on. And you can see on here the actual mould seams on the parts are quite, it may just be on mine, maybe the tool didn't quite fully close or something on mine, I don't know, but oops, not the camera there, sorry guys. You can see the seams on those hooks, and we've got the bottom casting on the turret there, inside of the turret. Then we've got the inside of the turret ring there, you can see. It's very nice, which again, it all points to this thing's going to be coming out with a full interior. Whoops. Moving on here to Sprue A, and you get two of these. And this is all our wheels and sprockets and everything, and straight away I can see that we've got some beautiful detail on here. 3 different types of sprockets. They've got that's quite nice actually, they've got very small sprue connection points, and they're actually on the side of the sprocket teeth, so at least they're onto a flat area. Some manufacturers put them on the ends of the sprocket teeth, which is really nice, as long as it's not too much of a huge lump, because then you have to file a perfect radius on the end of the sprocket and get it exactly right. Some have them going into the root of the sprocket, which is a complete pain to clean up, and I think this is probably a very good option. You can just clip that off and then sanding stick down the side and you're away. But those sprue connection points look quite small, so that's a nice touch as well. So we've got our return rollers there. These are quite possibly idlers. Yes, they're going to be idler wheels. And then we've got our suspension bogies here. I'll turn it over and show you the other side in a minute. This is going to be parts of our suspension bogies, I'm guessing. And you can see how sharp the moulding is on here. It's incredible. We've got some more return rollers there by the look of it. Machine gun. And we've got our idler mount, more parts of our bogies. And then, not sure what they are there. Then we've got all these little bits and pieces here. I've got a short shot there, so it's not gone through, but that's no issue. Just replace that with a piece of rod. I'd rather use that. Look, beautifully detailed. I'd rather use that than flat photo etch, because it just looks more realistic, I think. Then we've got some sort of towing eye or something there. That's our brackets that go on the side. We've got some tiny little wing nuts here, and then some other little greeblies there. So let's have a close look on this. And something you will notice on the road wheels, we've actually got tyre lettering. There we go, you can see it there. There's your tyre lettering, and some lovely bolt detail and everything on there. So yeah, really, really nice. And we've got our bogies here. Nice detail there on the idler mount. Nice detail on that machine gun. And we've got our 3 different types of sprockets there. Sorry, there. There you go. And there's our return rollers, axles by the look of it, more hooks, brackets and stuff. I think these are the tops of the bogies. Again, we've got this flash around these mould seams you can see there, which is for a 2019 kit. It's not fantastic, but hey, I've seen better, I've seen a hell of a lot worse. So there we go. Sprue A, and as I say, you get 2 of those. And we're going to move on to this one here. This is Sprue D, and this has got a great big hole in it. So here we've got some spare track links by the look of it. This is the canvas for our mantlet. We've got the rear panel there for the hull, obviously the mantlet there, and then we've got some exhaust shield parts there, and then we've got our fuel filler caps. Now this sprue, the seams aren't bad at all. They're not as bad as the others anyway. So let's give you a close-up look on here. So you've got the canvas detail there, which, yeah, it'd be alright I suppose with some careful painting, but I'll probably go without it. Then we've got our exhaust shields there. I don't know what you call them, exhaust guards. They take the heat signature away, I think, don't they? And there you go. The fuel filler caps, which are all nice. I'm not sure if that one's supposed to be like that or if it's bent. And you can see again on here we've got those seams on the mould joints. Some people call it burring, I don't know why. I guess it's just a term for it. And then this one, this is an absolutely cram sprue. Looks like a generic sort of detail sprue for all the oh no, it does say M4A3 Sherman on it, but it could be a sort of generic sprue for any Riffield models US kit, Second World War US kit. So we've got the machine gun parts, which all look very nice with 50 cal there. We've got slide moulded barrels, so that's all very nice indeed. Jerry cans there, obviously, and then we've got the ammo boxes which have got writing on them in raised detail by the look of it. Then we've got our swivel mount there, got some tools along here, another machine gun mount there. There's our ammo box with the actual ammo in it. Again, I'll give you a close-up now, but yeah, lovely. Let's have a look around this sprue close-up. So a folded tripod there, some lovely machine gun detail as you can see, all slide moulded. Jerry cans there with the writing on them. We've got our ammo boxes there with the raised writing. Swivel mounts, more ammo boxes, tripod extended, and there's that beautiful ammo box with the bullets on the top. A couple of handheld, what are they, shotguns, little rifles, whatever. And then we've got our tools. Again, you can see here there's evidence of flash, which again, as I say, for a 2019 kit, it's not great. I hope they get that sorted for their next run. There we go. And now for our last sprue, this is the biggest one, this is Sprue E. Can I get it all in? Just. And this is obviously all our hull parts. So we've got the hull, yeah, that's the hull underside. And then this is our interior front plate, is it glasses it's called. And then we've got the side panels there, gearbox ends, gearbox itself, gearbox cover itself, mudguards there, outer mudguards there. Have a clear look at them in a minute. They're obviously moulded that way for a reason. And then we've got some front splash shields there, the barrel cleaning parts, some hatches and stuff, and that's our hull rear panel there. The loop for the barrel clamp, and then we've got our ball mounts there for machine guns. So this is obviously just the generic hull sprue for probably pretty much all the Shermans. So there we are. Very nice. And then we've got the good old famous plate that goes across the top of the gearbox cover there with all the bolt holes in it. So they've made that as a separate part, so you do get all the bolt detail, which is a nice touch. And they've done the same on the lower part as well. And there's also, that's telling us something that good's going to be coming. There's interior detail on these there, so that's going to be yeah, and there's holes all the way through there, and we've also got on there all the flange detailed, all the bolt holes. So if you wanted to build this in strip down or whatever, you know, when they bring out the full interior kit, it's going to be something else. Again, we've got flash on here, you can see. So yeah, let's have a good look at this sprue. So we can see these side, some oil there. People tell us you don't get oil on sprues. Well, there's proof that you do. Look at it. There it is there. Okay, that is grease. Okay, so these sprues are going to have a wash. Yeah, so you go back onto these side mud guards. You can see there's side molded detail, molded detail on them, on the outer edges. So that's really nice. Little ball mounts there, and that's the top and bottom of the gearbox cover, the front of the hull. And then we've got our hatches there. Some beautiful cast detail on them. Gearbox end covers there. Hull sides, nothing much on them. That's the outside face you're looking at now. And then we've got our engine covers there. There's the inside detail on them. And we've got the interior glacis panel, bottom of the hull, with some lovely bolt detail on that on there. There's that hatch that they came out of in Fury, I believe. I could be wrong. That's the rear hull cover there, rear engine cover. So obviously they've done this, it shows you they've got the rear different engine covers for the different marks and different engines. So and then on that gearbox cover there we've got some lovely cast detail on there. So yeah, really, really nice. So overall, very impressed so far. The clear sprue I'm not going to bother getting out of the bag, but it's just got our pairs. Yes, I will get it out of the bag because it's resealable. Be careful of your greasy fingers now. So we can see here we've got our periscopes, which have got some lovely detail on them. It's a lovely clear sprue actually. Got some lights there, more periscopes, and some more lights. So yeah, lovely, really nicely done. So that's that one. I'll put that one away now. Sorry for the ruffling bags, please don't complain. And then here we've got some sprue and some string and some poly caps. Obviously string is to represent the rope, the wire, sorry, the tow cable. And then here we've got our decals and our photo etch. So they're separated by a white card. So we can see here, this is our photo etch. And we've got some light guards and stuff there, a grill. Didn't notice where that went, that round part. And some little brackets and bits and pieces there. So I think it's probably a single-sided etch, yeah. Nothing etched on the reverse side. And then here we've got our decal sheet, which looks, yeah, it's very nice. It's matte, it looks very thin. This 23 you'll have to be careful with. There's got a lot of carrier film in it, and you've got the paper doll there. Got a couple of lift here stencils and a couple of other stencils there that I can't read what they say. Can we read them? No, I can't read them there, but it's enlarged on the computer screen, you may be able to see it. So there we go. Lovely. So all in all, a lovely kit. I think it retails for about £50. I got mine from Antics. It was the last one they had at the warehouse. They've got one, I believe, in stock in Gloucester, and they've got one in Plymouth, I believe, and that's it. So if you're an antiques shopper and you're in that area and you want this kit, give them a shout. So there we are. All in all, I give that 9 out of 10. Now accuracy, I don't know. I'm not a Sherman file. I know a lot of people out there are, so I'm sure there's a lot of people who are going to come back and say this is wrong, that's wrong, and I'm sure there's a lot of people going to tell me I'm wrong with my explanations and stuff. That's absolutely fine. Just, you know, try and be nice. So thanks for watching. If you haven't already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button and give me a like. Thank you to all the people who support me on Patreon. Your money is all going towards a new camera. I will announce in my next update, which will be the beginning of September, exactly where I am financially with the money from Patreon. I didn't realise they actually take quite a bit in tax and stuff and fees and that. So yeah, but a couple of people have left me on Patreon. They think I buy too many kits, so I don't need the money. Yes, I do buy quite a few kits, and I buy quite a few kits because I want to do reviews and I want to show you what's out there, and I enjoy looking at them myself. The money that comes from you guys on Patreon is in a savings account and is not in any way going towards these kits. I will be honest with you, the money from the resin is probably what I buy these kits with. So that's my business. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed that review. I am going to build this and I am going to put the camera on, okay? But if you do see this appear on your screens as a build, it's going to be a complete build from start to finish. Probably just build, no painting, because with armour vehicles I tend to build the whole thing and then paint it. So yeah, that's what this will be all about. It will be a build from start to finish, and we'll see how it goes. Apparently Darren tells me it's Tamiya-like fit, so we shall see. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you all soon. Bye bye.